And today I'm going to go over my infamous or famous hand wrapping technique. It's pretty simple. A lot of people, when they wrap their hands, they waste a lot of material on their palm, when really the true emphasis with the hand wrap is to cover the knuckles and protect the wrist. What you don't want is you don't want too much give in the wrist, so when you punch, you hyperextend, usually here, sometimes even there, or left or right. So it's pretty much like doing a splint on your ankle. We just want to secure this, especially if you have a previous existing wrist condition. And we also want to have adequate padding over the knuckles. A lot of times people waste the padding with the hand wrap, so today we're going to go over how to do it properly. What I'm using today is a 180-inch Mexican style hand wrap. What you find in most stores is like a 105 or 120-inch hand wrap. That's what you'll usually find, like if you go to a Target or a Walmart or a Modell's or a Sports Authority. 180-inch usually you have to buy online. Sometimes you might get lucky and find it at a sporting goods store. Make sure you find out you want the longer hand wrap, gives you more padding and protection, versus the shorter hand wrap has less. This is a Rev Gear hand wrap. I like it. It's got a little elasticity to it, and I find it a lot more comfortable. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the side, this side that's down. Traditionally, we would put this over our thumb. I just fold it in. I fold it like so, and then I just overlap a few times. This is all up to you and how much padding you want over your knuckles. I like 4 or 5, so I'm like right here. You got a nice little pad. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it over the back of my hand like so, secure it with my thumb, come around the outside, hold it down. Doesn't have to be super duper tight at this point. I just wanted to hold on. There we go. It's on. I'm going to give one more to secure that over my knuckles so my knuckles are protected. And then after that, I'm going to come and bring it around my wrist. I'm going to go ahead and wrap around my wrist 2 or 3 times, tapering it. The key thing is I don't want it too tight. A lot of people make this super duper tight and cut off blood circulation, and then they have to untighten it 2 or 3 times to get just the right. Right now I'm just laying it over there, laying down my foundation, and anchoring down the wrap, so now if I move my hand around, it's not falling off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around the top. This is key. I come around the top and then come up through the bottom. For now, I'm just coming through my pinky. You can come up through your forefinger, up to you, but I prefer kind of coming from the far side. So I'm coming around this pointer finger and coming up to the far side, which would be between my ring finger and my pinky. I'm going to anchor that down around my wrist, like so. Back around again for the anchor. Then I'm going to come down again. Boom, come up through the middle finger. Then I'm going to bring it around the wrist again to anchor it. I can bring it down a little bit lower if I want. Then I'll come up and around again, come up around this first knuckle, my pointer finger, and then bring it in. Now, because I use more padding on my knuckles to protect my hand, I might compromise my thumb, so I can go with my thumb and come around here, and then usually secure it. But you don't really need to have your thumb secure unless you've already injured it already. But if you need to, we can go around here, but this is an extra step, not a mandatory step. We're just going to anchor that in, but once we get that secure, we're going to go back around the wrist. Now, if you have sometimes a wrist issue here, 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 I want that wrap to protect it so I can come lower, come a little bit lower than I normally would. Secure it, bring it back around, and we're going to finish up. And the last 2 or 3 times, like this is tight, this is tight, this is tight, this is tight. And the last little bit, that's the tightest one we have. Boom. The reason why that's the tightest is because if I feel like my circulation is going off, most people will over tighten. All you got to do is just go boom, loosen it up, get it a little less tight, and then bam, find what's good for you. This is all about you. Don't look for a perfect way. Like I said, I put a lot of padding over my knuckle. You might find you only need 2 or 3 over the knuckles and get the adequate padding. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to turn my palm over, and I'm going to open up. I like to take this and just kind of stuff it down. It's a little bit cleaner if I don't do the hand wrap. Now I'm going to roll this up. This gives me like a handle. You notice with a lot of gloves, when you have the glove on, there's like a little grip on the inside to help reinforce the fist and protect the palm. So now all the padding is where I want it. The padding is over the knuckles and the padding is on the wrist for support. Now, at any point, like I said, you could just go back and only put maybe 2 or 3 folds on top of the knuckle, and then put more on the wrist if you feel you need that. But if maybe you're using a lighter glove like an MMA glove or you're using a bag glove to hit the bag, you probably want to go heavier here on the knuckle. If you have really good boxing gloves using a 14 or 16 ounce and you feel like your knuckles are fine and you have adequate padding, you can go thinner on this and then put more on here, but we're not wasting any right here. See that? No waste whatsoever, and we're reinforcing what we really need, which is the knuckles and the palm. Everything else is free. Hand breathes a lot better, and that is my wrap. Palms open, it's tight, that's tight. I have a lot of freedom of movement, and you're ready to go. You could even, if you do this properly, you could probably get away with this if you're going light work on a bag, if you're just tap, tap, tap and working on your technique. But I would suggest you go ahead, throw a glove on top of that for reinforcement, whether it's an MMA glove, a bag glove, or a boxing glove, usually at least over 12 inches. All right, hope this has been helpful. Once again, I'm Dave Carter with DCathlete.com. Check me out. If you have any questions or comments over this hand wrapping technique, post a comment below on YouTube, and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have any other things you'd like to know about, I'm always doing new videos. Email me at dave@dcathlete.com. Once again, that's dave@dcathlete.com. Have a great day. Enjoy your hand wrap.